Hi everybody, how are you all doing? Happy Friday to you. I thought I would just jump on here, take some cards from the Spirit Song Tarot. Okay, still in Ireland at the moment, embracing that energy, and I hope you had a fantastic time if you celebrated Imbolc earlier this week. Of course, that time to herald new beginnings and that rebirth and renewal. So those opportunities that are surrounding us for us to be able to renew. You know, seeking the guidance within to actually do what's right for us in terms of our lives, in terms of change that needs to happen for our lives. Okay, and I'm going to use the Spirit Song Tarot as I did earlier in the week. I've only brought a couple of decks with me on my travels, so we'll see what we've got for the collective. As I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's not going to resonate for everybody. What does the collective need to know right now? Thank you so much. Interesting. Yes, 3 of crystals. Wow, check that out. This is all about building a foundation, but it's actually working in harmony with other people to build a foundation. It's a 3 cards. There is power in manifestation within that as well. In this deck it's the 3 of crystals, but it is the 3 of pentacles. So there is that sense of actually working together as a community, and because we have the bee there, that's very sort of the imagery that conjures up of bees working together in a beehive. You know, think of it that way. And there's an infinity symbol as well also on the top, but this is about working together to achieve a common goal, which brings stability because it's Pentacles energy. It brings abundance as well, and abundance can come in many forms, but there is that sort of collaborative energy to it. All right, we've got Awakening in reverse. This came out earlier in the week and it was in the upright. Of course, it came out with other cards. It came out with the Hanged Man, and it was saying that, you know, you need to look at things from a different perspective, and then you awaken to the truth. There is some resistance to what the truth might be here with this card in reverse. So perhaps this is relating to those within your soul tribe, to use that term, that perhaps you're needing to collaborate with, and there is a bit of a resistance to awakening to the truth of that and getting into alignment with your soul's truth and your soul's judgment call. Okay, let's see what else we have. Thank you. That one wants to come out, it's poking out. 4 of feathers. 4 of feathers, so 4 of swords. This is all about rest, recalibration, collecting one's thoughts in that way. Recognizing it comes after the 3 of swords, which can be painful, it can indicate heartbreak, but that doesn't have to mean love. This is a general reading. This is about anything that could have caused you emotional pain. So we want to be doing things in our lives that make us happy and emotionally fulfilled. And sometimes we get to that point where, you know, enough's enough, the swords are in, that's it, I feel the pain, something needs to change. So that can bring about the change as well, as I was saying earlier about renewal. And the 4 of feathers, 4 of swords, is saying, okay, now take time to rest and heal. And I love, one of the words on this card is actually saying sanctuary. So recognizing that we are our own sanctuary, and we can go within at any point. We can introspect, we can be the hermit, we can go within when we need to. This is rest and recalibration within our own sanctuary. And there is something peaceful about that as I'm looking at this. I also love that this deck, of course, the swords are represented by feathers. So there is that lightness to it, and also protection, because I don't know about you, but when you see a feather, that's often an indication of angelic presence, confirming alignment, however it resonates for you. But there is something peaceful about needing to have that rest and recalibration within one's own sanctuary, and that is very important, because awakening to our soul's truth, well, our soul needs that rest and recalibration to process things, to process pain in order to release it. So there is that feeling of needing to take a moment to take a moment. There might have been some truths coming up recently, and that could be why there's resistance to kind of aligning with that truth, because it's a big shock, and that's why that rest and recalibration could be there as well. Let's see what else we have. Thank you. Those two flipped over in the deck together, so I'll take them together, both in reverse. Page of Shells, Page of Cups, and the Magician. I actually really love the Magician card. I'm going to turn it in the upright so you can see. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. There's magic all around us. This is recognizing that in order to receive that emotional fulfillment, the Page of Cups, Page of Shells, we need to recognize it starts from within. And we have the power within as that magician to create the reality that we desire. So part of this rest and recalibration in our own sanctuary, I just love that essence of our own soul's sanctuary. That allows us to then give that cup back to ourselves. That offering of that emotional fulfillment comes from within because we have the magician there. Okay, let's see what else we have. Thank you. No, that's too many, although the Traveller showed itself, as did Transformation. We've got the Shaman card again. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Right. I'll take those because they flew out. And again, it's on the bottom, you see? It wants to come out. Transformation in reverse. There's a resistance or fears around fully transforming and fully going through that process. So Shaman, so number 5, card number 5, so it's akin to the Hierophant. This is spiritual leadership within ourselves. So that's where that comes in after that Magician in reverse. So when we can give that cup of emotional fulfillment back to ourselves by realizing we have the power within us to do that, it's all within us, that then provides that different perspective as well as part of the spiritual enlightenment that's received. And then we had 3 cards that came out. Okay, so we've got Temperance in reverse. So this is actually recognizing there needs to be balance. There needs to be patience, but there also needs to be action, but action in the right time, not to speed things up too much, but not to slow things down too much either. Balance, being temperate about things. 4 of Shells, 4 of Cups. Recognizing that often we could have overlooked a cup of emotional fulfillment that the divine is wanting to offer us. That's why we need to go within with that page of, find that Page of Shells, that Page of Cups within, by knowing, inherently knowing that we are the magician of our own reality. And this is asking for some soul searching as well in order to bring about justice. So you see the similarities here with those 2 cards, and they're sort of looking away from each other as well, and they're both in reverse. So it's an imbalanced situation at the moment, and the realization, because of course here this is almost similar to balancing out the scales of justice, but depicted differently in this deck, obviously. And it makes me think of that 2 of Pentacles energy of sort of juggling things, and that's what makes us out of balance sometimes. So balance needs to be restored by recognizing the opportunities that are there to bring emotional fulfillment, and to have a temperate approach to things, which comes from that rest and recuperation, in order to slow ourselves down in that way, energetically, to truly understand and awaken to that truth within that will enable us to build a foundation with others and collaborate with others. The enlightenment comes from that, and the bigger bird's eye view perspective, when we can give that cup to ourselves and realize that we are the ones with the power to do that and embrace the transformation. I think that's very important, because that's on the bottom, hidden energy. It showed itself before, so it wants to come out. There is fear around transformation, and it's that death and rebirth. And again, as I was saying this week with Imbolc, it's all about rebirth, renewal, beginnings. We've been through a heavy period, for those that resonate with this, of transformation, of truly purging from the depths of the soul. And those of you that know what I'm on about will be probably nodding and agreeing with that. It's been heavy. So give yourself a pat on the back, because it's been heavy. And that's why this energy is needed. It's a completion of this transformation that we've been going through. Scorpio energy. So we've got Gemini energy, Taurus energy in terms of major arcana, Libra energy twice, oh no, 3 times, and Scorpio energy. Crystals, pentacles, feathers, which is swords, shells, which is cups. No wands. Interestingly, we didn't have any wands earlier in the week either. So there is this need to do this in order to then take the action. This has to come first rather than being full throttle take action. Don't get me wrong, that's good in some situations. Of course, we need to act when we know we need to act. But this is about going within and truly understanding ourselves to give ourselves that emotional fulfillment that we're desiring. It will then get reflected back to us. We can take the necessary action when we're in that place of true alignment and true awakening to the judgment call from the soul. But there is something about collaborating with others here as well. And potentially that's why we need to go within, find that center within, that sanctuary, find the center within your sanctuary. And that's when that fulfillment can come up, and your soul tribe, you'll all then be able to come together to collaborate and do the work that is necessary. Okay, I'm just going to take a card for love. Let's see what we have for love. Any specific guidance for love? That one jumped. 6 of feathers in reverse. That's 6 of swords in reverse. Let's take 2 more for love, please. That one. The Empress in reverse. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and that one, thank you. Oh, 2, thank you. Okay, and then on the bottom, Knight of Crystals, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So there is this feeling of wanting to speed things up, because of course, Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight of the deck, but the most reliable, because it is that slow and steady wins the race. Knights can be messengers, or they can just indicate movement. So there may have been a feeling of being stagnant. Knight of Pentacles is more of a stagnant energy than the Knight of Swords, as an example, but it's still moving. It's not, you know, fully stagnant. But in reverse, that would indicate that it's actually moving quicker than what you realize, because it's in the hidden energy. And we do have another movement card here, actually. So we have the 6 of feathers in reverse. That's movement, but that's in reverse. So that's where the stagnant feeling could be coming from. The Empress in reverse, needing to truly go within and embrace that divine feminine energy, nurture oneself, which is also reflected in the general reading. So whether you are masculine or feminine, we have both elements within us. So that's where the balance, when you think of this imbalance that came out with Justice in reverse, there's a balancing up of needing to nurture oneself with the divine feminine energy. And then we've got Page of Crystals, so Page of Pentacles, and the 8 of Feathers, 8 of Swords. That's another movement card. So that's in the upright position. See that this I think it's a mouse, is facing the fox. If I've got these animals correctly. So 8 of feathers, 8 of swords is communication. It can indicate travel as well, but there feels like there is movement here, but it may not feel like there's movement within a connection. And Page of Crystals, just like we had the Page of Shells, but that one came out in reverse. So really there is this offering of stability when it comes to sort of that practical element of wanting to move forward and to offer a new stable beginning to somebody, or someone wants to offer that to you. So there is movement behind that, but there is a need to certainly go within and embody that Empress energy. This is also Taurus energy, in order to truly be balanced within the divine feminine, divine masculine. And that's where the healing comes in as well. So the divine feminine element of healing oneself through what I was explaining in the general portion, in order to allow that movement and in order to allow that offer of a new stable beginning. Because hidden energy, yeah, it's probably moving quicker than you realize on an energetic level when you can put in that work, do the necessary healing. And the 2 of feathers is underneath that as well, 2 of swords. So remove the blindfold and see things for what they truly are. And the wheels underneath that, wow. Love that, octopus. Yeah, so this is all about a cycle here, and the moon is under that. So trusting your intuition in order to close out cycles that you need to embark on this healing energy that is necessary, embracing the feminine energy to help with that healing process, to make a decision where you need to make a decision and where you know you need to make a decision, because it is all about removing the blindfold with the Two of Swords. And that allows that movement, the slow and steady movement, the more stable movement. So hope that finds you well, everybody, and I will see you soon. Love and blessings. Take care.